Vice President Dr. Bawumia says the Ghanaian economy has been faced by the ravages of the twin crises. According to him, government fiscal policy was adequate between the year 2017 and 2019. He made this known at the 2022 Annual Internal Audit Conference held here in Accra.
Vice President Dr. Bawumia says the fiscal balances have depreciated since 2020. According to him, it took government about $7 billion to save the banking sector. Further mentioned that during the COVID-19 era, the president's focus was on saving lives, ensuring fiscal discipline. He concludes that government initiative now is to focus on fiscal consolidation, balancing the fiscal deficit, and maintaining the banking sector.
As we all know, since 2017, at least between 2017 and 2019, the fiscal balances of this country were on a trajectory of improvement, bringing down the deficit. But the fiscal balances took a turn for the worse, especially starting in 2020. But if you look at the genesis of where we have come from, we had to undertake a major banking crisis reform that we consolidated a number of banks. At that time, 2018-2019, this cost almost close to $7 billion for the country to save the banking system. Almost $7 billion. Now, the choice that was available was either you let the banking system collapse or you save it. There was really no middle way. Whose deposits were you going to let go? And we had to save the banking system and the deposits of 4.6 million people. Of course, we also had COVID coming at the end of 2019, and we had the worst economic depression since the 1930s in the global economy, and COVID had its major impact. Of course, from the president's point of view at the time of COVID, the emphasis was to save lives and was not on fiscal discipline. And so we had to basically focus on saving lives at great fiscal cost. But before we could know it, Russia and Ukraine also came to add to our troubles.
Director General of the Internal Audit Agency, Dr. Eric Osei, who was present at the conference, also expatiated that fiscal indiscipline is a major source that affects development in the country.
So our independent objectivity, confidentiality, and professionalism can be guaranteed is still on the table of Parliament. We're grateful if Your Excellency will use your good office to work through Cabinet and Parliament to ensure that this bill is passed, so internal auditors will be properly positioned to fight corruption. Your Excellency, we want to repeat the conditions of service of internal auditors across the country, especially in the public sector internal auditors. We have colleagues working in other institutions. Internal auditors are one of the worst of professionals within the public financial management chain, as far as their conditions of service are concerned. Your Excellency, we are using this platform to kindly appeal to your good office to ensure that the government work to rationalize salaries of internal auditors, especially that of the internal auditors working with the MDAs and the agency itself. A rationalization will motivate us because anything external auditor will see, internal auditors have seen it 1 year before.